Hi, Facebook. We're back on another Friday evening here. We are joined by some special guests today. We have Howard and Leah Lewis with us, who recently took a trip to Universal. I know we said we were going to talk about Caribbean Beach, but we're actually going to talk about Universal this week, so surprise! So let me just do a quick sync up here. And, of course, Ben is with us this week as well.
Hey, Facebook, remember to wish Holly a happy birthday in our feed. It is actually her birthday, not her birthday observed. So while she's doing that, I'm going to talk at you and waste some time so that we... All right, you good?
Cross-posted.
Okay,
yeah.
yay!
Sound check, are we good?
I can stop talking. I'm going to check in.
With us, as always, is Ben.
Ben is sound checking.
And sound check sibilance.
Can you hear us?
1, 2, 3.
Posting.
Sibilance.
There we go. We're
Okay.
good.
We got sound check? Okay, we got sound. Alrighty. So now that we've got all of those formalities out of the way here, of course we'll start with our news like we always do, and then we'll head into our Universal segment where we have our resident local Universal experts on staff with us today.
Pretend amateurs?
Yeah, it'll work out.
We've been there recently. How's that?
You have very recent knowledge.
And
Mine
we didn't stay at a Holiday Inn.
Amy's saying we've got buzzing. I'm going to take the
buzzing.
mic out.
Okay. That's so weird because when I watch it back on YouTube, it sounds fine, but apparently on Facebook, the mic isn't picking up correctly.
Apparently.
So. Okay.
All right.
Is that better, Amy? You got us?
Oh, buzzing.
Buzzing.
That's what it was
Feedback.
doing,
Was
I
that
think,
last
last week.
Yeah.
When we
Yeah,
watched.
I don't know what's up
It
with
was,
that.
It's very strange. I did a test right after we got it, and it was perfect, and ever since, it's like not been working correctly.
I don't
so.
know. We could try
Anyway.
using my phone instead.
We could,
Slightly
but, well,
newer.
not this week, but okay. So,
Let me make sure you can still hear us.
Okay.
checking. I guess we should keep talking if you're going to check to see if you can still hear us.
Check 1, check
Check
2.
check. Yep.
Thanks for bearing with us at the beginning here, guys, because, we want to make sure that the technology's working correctly before we start talking about the show, because we've been there, done that, and done an entire show that wasn't recording, so and re-recorded it later, so we don't like to do that anymore if we can help it. So anyway, we were saying Howard and Leah are going to bring us some knowledge of Universal that's about a month old, as opposed to my knowledge of Universal, which is 27 years old. So.
Oh, you've actually gotten to go to Universal.
I've been to Universal.
Oh, what's that like?
Honestly.
For those of you who don't know, I was promised Universal Studios 14 years ago, and have yet to have that promise fulfilled.
We're getting there.
Baby steps.
Yeah. I've actually offered Universal trips, and
we always end up doing Disney something or else instead. So, because we always have like an annual pass or something.
yeah.
So
You can't go when you have an annual pass. It just doesn't make sense. So,
I agree with that.
yeah. It's
I concur.
It's fiscally
Yeah.
irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We didn't have our annual passes.
Yeah.
Ran out last November, so we could go to Universal this March.
Right. And we're doing other things instead. So. So anyway, the news for this week, dates were released for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. They are out on the Disney website. I won't list all of them because there are 21 dates for Very Merry Christmas Party and 32 dates for Not So Scary Halloween.
including August, right?
Including August. There are 2 dates in August this year for the first time ever.
Let's take a poll. How many people approve of August dates for Halloween?
Oh, I do.
Really?
Oh yeah, I love Halloween.
No, come on, Labor Day or nothing.
I would do it if it meant that the crowds were less and I could do more at the party.
Here's the problem. That combined with now opening up food and wine into August too. Jesus, can we just stop? Stop the madness.
It's going to start to get crowded in very early fall. But do you remember how crowded it was last fall?
Yeah.
I mean, it was less crowded in the summer than it was in the fall.
I feel like fall is the new
fall's
season.
the new time to go.
So the word's out.
Right. So if you're looking for low crowd times, fall's not when you want to go.
We loved last August, late August.
Yeah, we done late August a couple
seemed
times.
really good, but then now they're screwing that up by moving up the dates and food and wine.
Right. The only thing you have going for you there is that people who have kids starting back to school really can't, because they're actually prohibited from taking them out for a certain amount of time after school starts.
Thank goodness.
And teachers are prohibited from taking off, and so there. If you're looking for low crowd times and you're not bound by a school schedule, that's still a pretty good.
Well, those dates are
good
going to be
time.
packed.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Right. So it sounds like January is going to be the
January,
September.
but they have when's the marathon? That's in January.
Yeah,
so you just have to avoid
that's the weekend
marathon
after
weekend.
New Year's, and usually runs into Martin Luther King Day.
Mm-hmm.
So the following weekend is
There you go.
like
There's your sweet spot.
there's the grail. Because then you start getting into February, and then you hit the youth sports competitions, and February
Princess
is
Half.
packed with youth sports. So,
Okay.
and then spring break,
Mhm.
and then Easter, and then the beginning of May. I think there's a little bit of chill downtime then.
Depending on how late Easter was.
Right. And now, apparently you can go in the summer and not have any competition for first base in the parks. So.
Your competition is weather.
Right.
That's
It's like
true.
Survivor.
Hydration is your competition.
Survivor Disney World style. So anyway, lots of different dates to choose from if you are looking for a party this fall. Both of the parties are fantastic, and we will actually do segments on them in coming weeks after we run out of resorts to talk about. So, in other news, in current news, actually today, there is a wildfire burning near Sheraton Vistana, which is on 535 near Vineland Avenue. It's just south of Disney Springs. So if you were thinking about heading on property tonight and you're sitting around at Disney World watching us, why? Go play. But if you are, you're going to not want to head out that direction. Maybe stick on property and keep an eye on the weather, because it looks like it's not great out there tonight.
Well, it looked like it was gang contained toward the later of the day.
That's good.
And there were some photos, though, that people could see the pretty huge column of smoke
Right. Is it from
Disney
Epcot?
Springs.
Oh,
Okay.
You could see it from all the
I
way
saw
over there,
pictures
so.
from Disney Springs.
Right. So, yep. Watch out.
And is next week Star Wars Celebration in Orlando?
No, it's Easter weekend.
It's Easter weekend? Okay.
Wait, is that next week? Oh, that is next week.
It is next week.
Oh my gosh.
Easter is
That's
next
right,
week.
it's April.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
April.
It's
Oh,
getting
all right.
deep into April.
Yeah. Holy cow. I can't handle it. Earlier yesterday, if you were in the Magic Kingdom, you got a treat with the Blue Angel flyover.
Oh, yeah.
That looked pretty sweet.
The videos were really nice. You can see a bunch of them on Facebook.
Right.
So.
I was actually really excited. I have a client who's on property right now, and I was getting ready to text him when I saw the date. I was like, "Your date? They're gonna do Blue Angel flyover," and then I realized they were flying down in the evening, and I was like, "Oh, they just missed it." That's such a bummer. Moving over to Universal, since that's going to be our segment for tonight, thought we'll give a little news from
segment.
the news from Universal is that the Jimmy Fallon Race Through New York ride is officially open.
Officially.
Yeah.
It's been open for a month, people.
Right.
Like, this is ridiculous. So,
But it was soft open.
Yeah,
right?
it was. Well, I think towards the end of March they were just like, yeah, it's open. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's the pretense was gone.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
just
come
waiting
on
for
in.
Jimmy Fallon to officially
actually-
get there.
Right. The Blue Man Group is looking for a drummer. So if you're a drummer and you need something to do with your time, you're gonna want to check out the Universal
And if
website.
you have an affinity for Smurfs, this might be your thing.
Yeah. I mean, Smurfs are cool, right?
I don't know. I heard the latest movie wasn't very good.
Oh.
Yeah. I know that's surprising.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the movies?
No.
Okay, I threw a few words there. For a
No.
second.
Although the Smurfs movie intro thing that they do now at the Hanover Theater is by far the best one they've ever had. So
Definitely. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. The pricing has been released for Volcano Bay, which is opening this summer, and $5 more than Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach for Volcano Bay.
It looks impressive, I'll say. We saw the building of it from our hotel room at Cabana Bay, and I mean, we've been in Orlando in and out through the past year, so we've seen the inside of the volcano. We when they were
Right.
building it, when you're driving down the highway, you could see the slides in it before they built up the out structure. So that was kind of cool.
That's pretty
So
neat.
it looks very, very neat.
So do you think for $5 a day more, would you try that over hitting Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach?
Only because we've already hit Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard
Okay.
Beach, but it does look really cool. And they released a menu as well, and the menu items look really nice. Like they have specific Volcano Bay
Oh,
items.
that'll be nice.
Mhm.
And they're also doing a 3 park hopper ticket, or I guess a hopper because it's not a Disney ticket, but they're doing a 3 parks one day.
Yeah, you can get to Volcano Bay and both Universals.
Which seems crowded.
It's a lot of parks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a lot.
They're close together, but
I know Volcano Bay would be a trek to get to, so I don't know.
Cindy Hockensmith says hello.
hi Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
So Volcano
And Amy
Bay.
and Carrie,
Hi Amy and Carrie.
if you're still watching.
So
I got it.
I have to be honest. I'm not sure what else is at Volcano Bay other than that volcano structure I keep seeing from the highway.
Well, I mean, at least its
That's
namesake is
It's
pretty awesome
impressive,
looking.
right.
So
It
And then
lives
erupts.
up.
The volcano erupts like.
Is it supposed to?
Yeah, no,
Does-
it's got some.
does it shoot tourists out? Those unlucky enough to be in the water slides when it goes off?
Oh, I
That
don't
would
know.
be cool.
That would be
Isn't
kinda
the same,
cool.
Visual fake out like Summit Plummet, where it looks like the people are flying off of the.
Oh, I
Under
don't
the
think
slide.
so.
That would be a good time.
It was disturbing that you see this water park like literally right next to the highway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right next to the highway. Like I guess when you're riding on some of the slides, you're going to be looking at people zooming past at 60 miles an hour.
That could be disconcerting.
It's a little odd,
Mhm.
but I like it.
Maybe they'll do something with building up some sort of berm.
Barrier or something.
Yeah, so it's not.
Put
Quite
some
so
bushes
visible.
up, you never see it.
Yeah.
We saw palm trees being put in when we were in the Lazy River at Cabana Bay. They were doing construction on the 2 new towers that are being added to Cabana Bay. Besides an already huge resort, they're adding 2 more towers. And we were floating in the Lazy River, and all of a sudden, I just see this palm tree moving across the top of the fence. And I was like, hey, look at that palm tree go.
The palm tree's walking.
They're installing
Oh
a
my
palm
God.
tree.
Yeah. Like, they installed 5 palm trees while we were in the Lazy River. We just see them floating by the fence. It was bizarre. So, that was
That's
fun.
cool. So let's talk Cabana Bay while
All right.
we're there.
Well, so we booked Universal through our lovely travel agent, Holly. We decided we wanted to go back since we had been there 2011 because it was when the first Harry Potter part opened. So we had seen the first Harry Potter part, which was in Islands of Adventure, and it was Hogsmeade, and we hadn't been back since. So we thought, let's go back, see the rest of it, check it out, and try. And we always thought Cabana Bay Beach Resort looked really cool. Like,
Okay.
it just looks, the theming looks
So
fun.
did you stay off-site the first time?
Yeah.
You went? Okay.
Yeah, we were definitely off-site.
We were staying at my parents' place.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Very
Super
off-site.
off-site.
Yeah. So,
You can't book there.
so we booked it, and we wanted to stay at Cabana Beach just because the theming looked very kind of retro, vintagey fun, and all that. So we got there, and the one thing starting off is when you get to the airport, there's no free transportation
Right.
from
Yeah,
the
they
airport
just
to Universal, even their
pay you.
You go to the
resorts.
Magic
Yeah.
Express and they say, get out. Oh.
So you do have to find your own transportation. There's shuttles through Universal, and then there's lots of other options. So we made our way there.
But Universal will pick you up from Disney.
Will they?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's that.
And I don't think there's a fee for that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
So
So
you want
you
to steal
could
you?
take a one-night Disney reservation, take Magical Express, and then get Universal to pick you up.
Ooh.
We'd have to
tricky.
check the details on that, but there might
That
be
seems
a way
like a
around that.
lot of hassle.
But Disney.
That's true.
Like if you want to do, a lot of people are doing the combo trips
Mhm.
these days. The kids, I hear. And
The
so,
kids.
There's crazy kids.
And so,
The people
you
with
know,
BBC who
you
don't
can-
want to buy an annual pass.
you can stay one night or 2 in Disney and get Universal to pick you up and transfer you to their
Right.
hotel. That'd be pretty sweet.
Right, because you could actually just stay your entire resort stay in Disney and
Mhm.
use Universal's
Yeah, and
transportation. Yeah.
But
Interesting.
yeah. So Cabana Bay, I think you said it best. How'd you liken it to Disney as a resort? Do you remember what you said? I
No.
remember what you said.
What did I say? It was brilliant, though.
You said
It was. I almost remember it
because
in the video.
Cabana Bay is technically, if you want to do value, moderate, deluxe with Universal resorts, Cabana Bay is technically their value since it's their lowest priced one. But when we were there, Howard said, really, if you're comparing it to Disney, Cabana Bay is a high-end moderate.
Because it has, well, you have to realize you get there, the price of it, because I checked the price a couple of days ago for I feel like middle of September, and the price for Cabana Bay is a little bit higher than a Disney value, but significantly lower than a Disney moderate. So it's in this weird price group, but it's definitely more value.
So you get
And
more, but you get a better value for
Your
get
hotel dollar.
half the rooms that are currently open there are, you have interior hallways to get to them.
Oh,
And half
nice.
are exterior. So we
Okay.
somehow lucked out and got the interior hallway thing. So we, in the lobby area, we got our bags, we put it in the little trucky thing, and we wheeled it all inside. And I didn't realize that at the time. So I'm asking the guy, well, how do I get to my room? We just walk down the hallway down there. He's like, I'm like, oh, you have hallways. The guy's looking at me like, yeah, we have hallways. I'm like, yeah.
But
No,
that's.
but-
I think it really is more of a high-end moderate because
The
you have
ru-
2 pools.
You have
That's
two,
the huge thing to me.
not just a pool and a quiet pool, but
Yeah.
2 full
big pools.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So is the lazy river part of one of those pools, or
Well,
does it connect?
No,
Yeah,
it's just
so-
on one side.
Okay.
Yeah, so on the one side you have a lazy river and a pool, and on the other side you have a big pool
And the slide.
and the big slide.
Oh.
So one pool has
So
the slide, the
there's-
other pool
oh,
has the
nice.
lazy river, and they are separated. Like, I mean, not by much, but but you have beach areas and chaises and umbrellas
Mhm.
in each. Like,
So-
they're significant.
As a pool, how would you compare it to Stormalong Bay?
Well,
The
we love
lazy river
Stormalong.
is more impressive.
Yes, their lazy
Okay.
river is better.
Yeah, Stormalong's lazy river just kind of goes in a circle.
It's
a
kind of
little-
lame. Let's
right.
be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So
I would put both of those pools, I would say, on the same level as, say, Port Orleans.
I put it above Port Orleans.
Would you?
I would.
Would you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
thought I knew you.
I said it. I honestly enjoyed. We went to both pools because we only did one park day, so we had more resort time. And I honestly would put the only pool I would probably rank above. The only pool that ranks above the Cabana Bay ones, Disney, is Stormalong Bay. To
Okay.
me. I would put Cabana Bay as my second.
Wow.
I would say Riverside's about the same.
You're just too enthralled with
I
Riverside.
love Riverside's pool. No, but you have a value-priced resort with
With a
effectively
deluxe
3
pool.
water features.
Right.
And you have a large, and they only have, their main restaurant is only a
Oh,
carry-out.
it's
not carry-out.
Quick
it's
service.
Quick service.
Style, yeah.
And everything was great. We had 2 breakfasts there, and everything we had was fantastic. And this is the tricky thing. They have a bowling alley.
Oh yeah, Cabana Bay. They have a
that's
bowling
fun.
alley. So
Now,
that
it's
was a
not
lot of
anywhere
fun.
near like the size of the
Splitsville or-
splits or anything. It's much smaller than that, but you still have a bowling alley with a little bar area and a little area where you can order restaurant food, like some
Yeah,
burgers and
food.
chips, and they bring it to you. And I mean, we did it the one night.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
If you don't mind me asking, did you have to pay like lane fees or anything
Yeah.
for it?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so
was
it's
like-
not included. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
not
an
It was
extra.
like $18 an hour or something.
I honestly don't remember. I did get a text when it was ready because we went by before after we went somewhere. I think after dinner, and we went by and said, "Hey, do you have anything open?" And I said, "I still have to go get socks because I was wearing sandals."
Oh, yeah.
And you have to get the shoes, of course. And she's like, "Okay." And it was like maybe 8:15. And she's like, "All right, I'll put you down for 8. Give me your phone number." And then we went up and got suitably dressed. And then I got a text while we were still in the room. "Your lane is ready."
Oh, wow.
And so we walked down, and you can get food and drinks and stuff at your lane, or they do have a separate eating area at the
Okay.
bowling alley. So that was nice. But talking about food, Cabana Bay has what they call the Bayliner Diner,
Oh, yeah.
and that is almost exactly equivalent to the AOA or Pop Food Court. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Okay.
pretty much.
I wouldn't say it's better or worse.
No, yeah, but I'm saying it's
Yeah.
exactly
Like the
what
same
you'd
types
expect.
of
Yeah.
food.
Yeah,
the same
like they had an
availability.
international section, and
Right.
they had those different grill stations that you expect, like one.
Prepackaged, grab and go.
Yeah, they have
foods
grab and
things,
grow
yeah.
and different, like, all right, here, we went for breakfast, and like, all right, here's your omelet, this station has your French toast,
Okay.
it's very, very, very similar to what you'd see at
Nice.
Pop or AOA. So, as we said, they don't have a sit-down other than the bowling alley at Cabana Bay, but you can go over to the other resorts, and they have very nice sit-downs. All the other resorts, Sapphire Falls, Portofino, Hard Rock, and Royal Pacific all have sit-downs.
Okay.
And there is a dining shuttle in the evenings, so you don't have to walk.
Oh, that's nice.
They have a dining shuttle, they call it, so you can
So
get that.
you can, hop from resort to resort at Universal much easier than you can at Disney.
But only in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah. It is restricted to the evening for dinner reservations, which doesn't make sense to me if you'd want to do like the brunch or something at one of the others, but there you have it.
So if you did want to get to another resort during the day, your options would be a rather long walk from Cabana Bay.
Or
if you want,
transport to the park and
then go back.
But if you want to go to Sapphire Falls, you just have to run across the street.
Yeah, like Sapphire Falls is literally across the street from Cabana Bay. To be safe, you should probably walk to the end of Cabana Bay and do their bridge across the it's not truly a highway, but it's a busy road. So you should do the bridge. Did we do that? No.
Once.
Once. We did it once. But no, we usually just walked with the light across the street. But yeah, it was very nice. And so the other thing that's interesting about Universal's resorts is pool hopping is encouraged. We literally had a team member say this to us. I said, we're allowed to come in, we're staying at Cabana Bay, we're allowed to use the Sapphire Falls pool. And she's like, yes, because when you're a guest at Lowe's, you're a guest at all those hotels.
Oh.
I literally...
Wow,
she said that very earnestly.
That's nice.
It sounds like a little jab right there.
It does.
I thought she said it very earnest. She was very earnest and proud of it. So
now I have a question, real quick, if you don't mind me interrupting.
No.
So everyone's familiar with the Magic Bands, those lovely devices that make your stay at Disney very easy. Does Universal have an equivalent to that?
Absolutely
It's
not.
annoying. I mean that
Team Disney.
you know what? I forgot. I have our passes upstairs in my purse. They're literally paper cards, like a business card that we printed out at our resort, and they're still upstairs in my purse because I haven't cleaned them out yet. But they were our tickets to both parks because we had park to park, and our express passes were labeled on there as well. So what a lot of people do is they get lanyards with those little clear plastic things. Yeah, I wasn't getting that. So I had
It was like Disney 5 or 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
you're right.
But you get really used to the fact that I'm in a resort, I'm in a park, and I have no band. How do I pay for this item? I don't know. I can't pay for this food I want.
I can't function anymore.
Yeah,
do you remember the first time we had Magic Bands? And every time we'd get out of the car that trip, I was like, oh, my ticket!
My wallet!
Oh.
It's on there.
Never. It's good. Yeah.
Well, that was the other interesting thing is where you kind of get tickets and Magic Bands mailed to you ahead of time in Disney.
You don't get anything.
You don't get anything. Holly emailed me, very sad for me, like, you don't get anything?
Yeah. Usually with Disney, you get a travel booklet, and if you're taking Magical Express, you get your Magical Express luggage tags, and, you
get a box with your Magic Bands in it.
Yeah, you get a box with your Magic Bands that ships directly to you, and, with Universal, they do an electronic delivery. They do an email of your travel documents right after you book.
Ticketmaster of resorts.
And you're done. And you just show up.
It's
going to be a little disconcerting because you're used to having I got the thing that Disney knows I'm coming, but Universal's
it was very easy to get them. Like they had kiosks right in our hotel lobby, so we stopped the night before. You just put in the credit card you used for your thing, and I looked up the confirmation number I had from your email, and it went boop, boop, and there were our tickets. Now, some of the resorts, for some reason, I don't know if maybe it's if you have more than one day, you have to take a picture for your Fast Pass.
Oh, okay.
Because I've seen other people have to do that. We did not. It was just on our tickets. We were fine.
And in Universal's defense, that does prevent the whole system shock from when you come home and you will no longer have a Magic Band on.
And you're trying to open your house with your Magic Band. I can't.
You don't have to take your. I always do, but you don't have to take your wallet to the parks anywhere in Disney. So but in Universal, I imagine you still have to take it with you. So
what was frustrating was that a couple of times, some of the places have tap to pay and other places don't. So it's like, I'll use my watch or I'll use my phone to pay.
Oh, he means like Apple Pay.
Samsung Pay or Android Pay. And 1 out of 3 places we tried that, it actually worked. And the other places what are you trying to do with your wrist? What are you doing? Oh, you paid for something. Oh, they were in the middle of transitioning to it.
Oh, gotcha. What sorcery is this?
Exactly.
What's happening?
So turning to the parks, so if you stay on site, for all resorts, you get early entry an hour ahead. And as you know, there's 2 parks at Universal. There's the Studios and Islands of Adventure. And if you don't know this, if you want to take the Hogwarts Express between Harry Potter lands, you must have park to park, basically a park hopper. It's the most genius thing I've ever seen a theme park do. Genius / evil thing. But so you get early entry with all the parks, and Cabana Bay and Sapphire Falls are the only resorts where you don't also get Express Pass included.
Right. So you can still get Express Pass at those resorts. You just have to pay additional for it.
Yeah.
And depending on how many people are in your party,
it could add up.
Right. It may be in your best interest to pay more for the room and have the Express Pass included than it would be to pay for the Express Pass a la carte at the less expensive resorts.
Do we have a comment?
No, I just want to interject something. Universal, if you're listening, Magic Band technology and Harry Potter wands. That's what you want to do. Everyone buys them anyway, so instead of like a Magic Band, you just tap your wand against your door and it unlocks, or you tap your wand against something and you pay for it.
Yeah. Then that $49.95 thing can be a thing of the past.
Exactly.
And just charge $99.95 for people to buy it flying off the shelves.
Yeah. So we had early entry. They usually in the lower times only choose one park to have early entry at 8 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. So it was Islands of Adventure meeting. It's only the Harry Potter part, so it's Hogsmeade. So we got our bus, like we wanted to be like ridiculously early and on time. We walked out of our resort and we got a bus right away. Buses were amazing. Let me just say, all right. So we got a bus at like 7 a.m. and walked through City Walk. Now we had to.
So how long was the ride from Cabana Bay?
About 8 seconds.
No, 10 minutes.
No, 10. No, it's literally if we hit the light right.
Oh, if you hit the lights
light.
right.
The light.
There were 2 lights. You had a light going out of the resort. Just saying. Go
Maybe
ahead.
2 lights. No, it was about 5. It could be as little as 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was very quick. So, but you still have to walk when you stay at Cabana Bay. You're taking a bus, and you have to walk through City Walk to get to the turnstiles. So, before you even walk through City Walk, the minute you get to right where you entered, they have security set up.
So once you go through security, you're done.
You're done.
Oh, nice.
And so it's.
So then, if you stay in City Walk, or you come out to City Walk later in the day, you don't have to go through a separate security screening.
No, once you go into City Walk,
if you're park hopping, you don't have to go through security again.
Yeah.
Oh,
once you're in that morning and you're park hopping and going to City Walk and going back to parks, there's no more.
That's fantastic. That's how it is at Disneyland, and it's it's so nice. Because, and
It really is.
They've actually moved the perimeters out there even from the last time we were there. It used to be that you could park hop within the same security screening, but now they've actually moved it out to enclose Disney, downtown Disney as well. So, like, literally, once you get into the complex, you're done for the day. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But they also have another security bonus. If you're staying at one of the boat resorts,
which is Sapphire Falls, which is basically everything except Cabana. You have a river taxi.
When you get on the river taxi, they wand you and do your security before you get on the boat. So then the boat arrives within the perimeter, and you just walk off the boat, and you're good to go.
Nice.
Oh,
So
wow, that's really great.
Imagine if you were at Wilderness Lodge and they had like a little area set up before you even walk on the dock to wand you and check you, and then you went on the dock, got on a boat, and could go straight to Magic Kingdom. That's how it works.
That's awesome.
It was really
And
cool.
I'll point one observation about their river taxis compared to Disney. The guys and gals at Universal, they fly. They are moving. And when they get to the dock, you know at Disney you're pulling up and the boat starts slowing up and you slowly dock. And then they get off, the captain gets off the boat and closes the chain. And you're sitting there, come on, I want to get into the park. And they go over and they open the gate and they say, now hold on, folks. And they walk back and they say, okay, now everybody, watch your step. The Universal boats come in at a fast angle, pull a U-ey, go right up against the dock, latch, open the gate up, and like, go! And you're like, I'm like, whoa!
I don't even think they were roping us to the dock or anything. It was bizarre. Like we were sitting there patiently waiting for them to do whatever, and they're like, get up, get out, let's go. We're like, what?
They get you on the boat. You get on the boat, you go, like, you know, like, okay, now is everybody no, just let's go. It's a whole different attitude.
Wow.
Huh, interesting.
It's a let's get these people in the park attitude instead of.
You know, if we lose 10 or 20 people a year, so what?
No worries.
But it was
more
like
will come to
exactly
replace
like you'd
them.
see a car doing a swing around to go into a parallel parking.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how that boat docked. I swear to God.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty
Blues
cool.
Brothers style.
Yeah. Yes. So we got to the park around 8, walked through City Walk, and joined the
Hi, Amy.
turnstiles. And they built up behind us, so I was glad. We were like second behind a couple.
Oh.
So they built up pretty quick, and then you had to have your resort card, like the
So
old
how far
Piece of the
ahead
Kingdom
of-
card.
Early opening, were you?
We were an hour ahead.
An hour ahead, and you were second in line.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay.
you know, because we were like, we're doing this right, and we're
Right.
going to be on time. So we had our resort cards, which were like the old Keys to the Kingdom card, and showed that like at 2 checkpoints, and then we were fine to go into Harry Potter Land. So we went to Hogsmeade, and then the big thing to us was that, which I felt was such like a money waste, is that Universal has nothing open refreshment-wise in that 8 to 9 period. 3 Broomsticks was still closed. We were like, we had some coffee that morning, and all we wanted was a Diet Coke.
So you're gonna want to
Oh,
pack
oh.
your PB and J.
Cabana Bay, coffee makers in the room.
Oh.
And for me, that's huge.
Melissa just joined us.
Wow.
Hi, Melissa.
You know what's even bigger for some people, not him, but Cabana Bay, are you ready for this? Has a Starbucks in their lobby.
Ooh.
A full-on Starbucks in Cabana Bay's lobby.
Like bacon and Gouda sandwich full on Starbucks?
I didn't look at their offerings, but they were serving food, like for reals. So, I mean, it looked like a full-on Starbucks. So.
Wow.
Sweet.
So anyway, so there were no drinks to be had. So we finally, this guy happened to be open early. We had to leave Harry Potter to get soda because J.K. Rowling apparently doesn't believe in caffeine, whatever. So she believes in sugar comas from butterbeer, but not caffeine.
I
So
don't know, did you have butterbeer?
I did.
Did you try it?
I did. Well, here's the thing.
It doesn't sound good.
Well, yeah, he doesn't like it. In 2011, we went and I had a butterbeer. It was not the frozen, it was just the regular. And I happened to get a butterbeer. We went that day early. We were there at 9 a.m. back in 2011. And I had not had anything in my stomach. I didn't have a coffee or a soda or anything. But I said, let's have a butterbeer. And I spent the rest of the day in diabetic shock. It was really bad.
Ooh.
Like, it's just full on sugar. So this year, I was like, look, I'm going to try the frozen. Because I feel like I just have to. And I can't leave without doing it. The frozen, to me, I thought was less sweet.
Okay.
So that was my... And I know a lot of people like the hot butterbeer, too. I didn't try that.
See, I'm dissecting the thing, and I'm taking butter plus beer, and I'm like, I don't feel like
It's
this is a
basically
thing
like
I want to drink.
Butterscotch. Or like a cream
okay.
soda.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
All right,
think of
that's a
like a
little better.
butterscotch / cream soda thing. And that's...
I'm just picturing this mug of beer with a pat of butter on top, and I'm like, oh, why?
No.
Why?
That would be better. Really.
He hated all of it, but if you have to choose, I would choose the frozen. I thought that was good. So we had followed a book. Do you want me to mention?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Holly very kindly had gotten us a book called The Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando 2017. I found that book really helpful.
I really like their series. I use them for Disney too, and I think they have really good. They're the same people that run the touringplans.com website, and they're funny. It's like the writing is. I think in the first couple pages of the Disney book, it says you can take a vacation to Disney without planning, but if you decide that you're going to do that, you really need a lobotomy because you're going to be miserable.
So I don't follow touring plans in general for any park whatsoever, so I didn't follow their touring plans, but I used it for their information. And one of the things that was key was that if the early entry was to Islands of Adventure, meaning Hogsmeade, then you want to be sure to get in line for the Hogwarts Express a little before 9 to be on those first couple trains so you can get over to Diagon Alley and race to Gringotts.
Which you'll have the advantage over people coming from the front of the park because of the distance getting off of the train versus getting in the turnstiles. Exactly.
So, and that book was really true to its word. We went out to get a diet. They weren't letting people in line. There was this Nazi person. Get out of! You can't even stand next to the queue. And we were like,
no, really. She was like, don't even look at the queue. Don't even look at it. I'm like, okay.
So we went and got our sodas from the nice man who opened his window early for us, and then we walked back into Hogsmeade, and by that time the queue had started. So we joined the queue at 9:15.
I'm hearing more sarcasm from the from the Universal team members than from the Disney cast members.
No, there were a lot of very nice ones.
Right, but they're funny about like.
That one was just very much like...
she wasn't funny. She was like,
just
don't look at the queue. Don't even look. You can't be there.
She was just like, felt that it was her...
Her mission in life, man. It was like she was
her mission was like, no one will join this queue until I say they can, and if they stampede, I will stop them. Like, wow. That was her attitude.
Yeah.
And which I get, because a lot of people were milling in that area. And all I wanted to do was, like, the sun was at this weird angle that it was like, blinding into my eye, and so I moved towards the queue to get in the shadow, and she was like, "Step away from the queue." I swear to God, like you're my witness.
Yeah. No, she was like, "Ooh."
So, but
Okay, back away from the
Yes.
queue.
so I should say that when we got to Hogsmeade, we rode Forbidden Journey, which is the big one there that doesn't take express pass. We were in and out of that by 8:15.
Wow. Okay.
So, and then we went to the Hippogriff, which is kind of like a barnstormer type ride, and Dragon Challenge, which is their hanging inverted coaster, was closed.
Oh.
They their team members
That's
out.
disappointing.
It is. Well, it wouldn't be for the whole day, but
Okay.
it was closed at that time. They said they're working on stuff. So that one is.
So it would have typically been open, but
It
it
would.
was okay. So it wasn't
But-
just that it doesn't open during the
and that does take express
extra
pass.
magic hours.
Early entry.
Early entry.
Early entry.
That Dragon Challenge I wasn't too worried about it not being open during early entry because we had the express
Express Pass,
passes.
right.
And so if it opened later, we would have that advantage. So we got in line for Hogwarts Express. It's amazing. It's so cool.
Really.
So cool. So cool, so cool.
No, it's very, very extremely well done.
Yeah.
You first off you get in it and you're in an old it's like the movie. You just sat into the movie. It's
A little smaller.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jinx.
Sandwiches.
You guys should
Woody
really
Woodpecker
watch their
thinks it's
videos
hysterical.
on Underground Teapot.
Oh my God. So yeah, it was smaller.
It was a
but-
little bit smaller, but you get in there and it moves. The scenery moves. The train's actually moving. Now you're not seeing what's out the actual window. There's screens everywhere, but the vehicle's moving between the parks.
Oh.
Obviously. So you have that feeling of actual motion. So it really, really works. And
So it's also you don't just sit in the train and watch your transit from one
No,
place to another.
No, they're showing you scenes. Like the Hogwarts Express, so you're looking out your window, it's showing you your journey
you're
from
pulling out of London.
Hogsmeade,
and then
to London.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's showing you scenes, you see characters from the movie.
when
Oh,
they
wow.
close the little passenger door.
So on the
So
passenger
when you're looking out
side,
in the hallway area, is this a spoiler?
maybe.
All right, spoiler
Spoiler.
alert.
You see shadows walking by, and it's the characters. You can hear Harry and Ron and Hermione
Oh,
Talking
how
to
cool.
talking on that side, fake Hermione, because we really don't think Emma Watson voiced that. You can literally tell it
She
was
was
not.
busy getting paid by Disney.
Yeah.
Right.
It literally was not her
Is this a
voice.
Disney check or a Universal check? I'm not sure.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was a really cool ride, and
When you
that's
take
why
the
you need the
opposite
park to
direction
park.
back,
And
it's a
then-
different.
Then when you take it back, it's a different experience.
Oh wow.
It shows
So
you different
so
things.
taking it both ways is worthwhile too.
Oh,
You
wow.
have to. You
Oh,
absolutely
very
have
cool.
to take it
Okay.
both ways. What was really weird is we took it, and there were like two British men across from us when we went
actual
over,
Britons, you know.
like actual Britons, and we were joking because like the one team member told me be sure not to hit the emergency button under your seat, and so we were all like, "Ooh, where is
Where
it?
is it? I want to touch it.
So they were joking with us, and then weirdly, when we went to get the train back, those same British guys were in our compartment
They just
again.
ride the train all day, don't they?
No, I don't think so, but it was funny. So then we got over, followed the advice from the book, and got over and went straight to Gringotts because that one is still very popular. No express pass, and you need to get there when the
And what
lines are
kind of
low.
ride is that? Is it a thrill ride or is it
Thrill.
very thrill?
Here's the thing. Do you want to talk
So
about
that would be a Holly's
Alright,
not getting
one-
on that
one-
no way no how kind of ride.
No, well, yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Here's the funny part, though.
Which funny part?
The one where they're like, look, if you have any of this,
Oh.
this, and this, and any medical condition whatsoever, if it's a hangnail, you shouldn't ride this.
ride,
Like,
yeah.
the liability waiver language
Eh, eh.
before you enter was insanely strict.
Wow.
There are two big things. A, the liability language they tell you compared to a Disney ride is just sort of like the lawyers for Comcast in Philadelphia must have been like, you have to say every one of these things before you arrive.
Yeah,
You have to
wow.
understand that if anything's wrong with them, they will die.
So, honestly, based on that, I thought maybe it was going to be really wow. And so, honestly, I almost feel like those security language liability warnings set me up for a tiny bit of a letdown.
Oh.
It was a tiny, like, I liked it and I enjoyed it, but it was a tiny bit of a letdown after that.
Relative to the intensity of, say, Mission Space, where
No,
Well,
no.
I don't
Mission
know, but
Space
kind of-
is its own level of.
Yeah, Mission Space is its own level of hell, because I won't go on that ever again. He got me on the crazy side once and never again. What do we want to compare it to, though? Because I feel like that's a bad.
Hi,
thing.
Monica.
That's not
Hi,
good.
Tom.
Dinosaur?
Dinosaur? No.
No.
Huh. More intense than Star Tours.
Yeah.
Do you do Star Tours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
So way like.
But it's a motion sim kind of thing. It's not as opposed to a
No,
roller
it
coaster.
is a roller coaster.
So rock and roller coaster,
But
or
no,
not?
but not that
not
type
quite.
of roller coaster.
Okay.
It's a very weird thing to explain, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
It's
try
neat.
later.
It's
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
We'll do an addendum. It'll be great.
But it really was amazingly well done,
Yeah.
and it was a really, really cool ride. I'm really glad we did it. So
Oh, yeah.
this might be a good time to talk about lockers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's a whole, like,
Whole another level to your planning.
so every time, a lot of rides you get on, not all of them, but a lot of them, you get to the ride, you have to take everything out of your pockets. Like, everything out of your pockets. Your keys, your wallet, your cameras, your cell phones, your
Cell phone.
your brass
Your
knuckles.
gum wrapper.
Everything has to
Your
come
gum
out.
wrappers.
You have to put it in the locker and to ride the ride. Because if they see you with anything in your pockets when you're getting on the ride,
They will point locker.
locker, get.
Now
go.
the lockers are free. Like you have to do this weird fingerprint thing, but they'll be free for 45 minutes,
Yeah.
I think.
Kind of like the Cali River Rapid
Yeah,
lockers.
exactly like those. So you can do that. But here's the thing: it's not just that you have to empty your pockets. There are certain rides, Hulk and Dragon Challenge being two of them, where they go a step further, and you have to pass through a metal detector to go onto those rides. That's how much they don't want anything in your pockets. So
Wow.
don't try and sneak something by them, because
Right.
they'll find it. You're going to go through a metal detector.
If they find you with something in your pockets or at the metal detector and they send you back to the locker to put it away, do you have to go back to the end of the line?
Yes. We saw that
Whoa.
happen at Hulk. So,
And
yeah.
the other odd thing is,
Now it's only halfway through the
On Dis-
queue,
yeah.
so
Oh, okay.
it's not like it's huge.
except
but-
for a couple of Disney rides, you can film the whole thing. Like nobody
Oh,
says
yeah.
anything. You can't have flash photography, obviously, because
Right.
that's a big no-no. But you can film stuff, except for a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
At Universal, like once you get to a certain part in every line, it's like no cameras, no cameras, no cameras, no cameras. At one time, I had which ride was it?
It was the
You can't even do still?
Highway in the Sky, the Seuss ride, the Dr. Seuss Skyway ride. There were signs all over that if you think about videoing or photographing this ride, we will hunt you down.
The cat in the hat will come for you.
Oh yeah.
Wow. What are you going to do? Lifetime ban me from the park? Like,
Well, they
I'll be
do
at
that.
Disney. Thanks.
They'll trespass you.
They won't trespass you.
No, but that was a cool ride because the Skyway, it was based on the Sneetches book, the
Oh.
Star-Bellied Sneetches.
Aw.
Well, should we talk about when we saw the soft open?
Oh, well, we're not there yet
Oh,
in our
we're not
day.
there,
Well,
okay.
we went to Diagon Alley. We rode Gringotts, which was amazing. Got their stuff from the lockers and just walked around Diagon Alley because it is, you literally feel like you're in a different park. The way they built that is that the buildings are so high that you can't see, unlike Hogsmeade where you can kind of sometimes see
Oh, okay.
other parts. You feel like you were just immersed
That's cool.
in Diagon
And
It
you
Alley.
looks
walk
really
in,
amazing.
and you walk in from this to
Even
the
though
park.
we've never.
They have like a wall that you have to walk around, like the entrance to the wall, so there's no straight sight.
Yeah, there's no
sight
straight
view.
sight lines
Oh.
into it. It's like a curved wall
Oh, that's
thing.
cool.
And I swear to you, it was like 10 degrees cooler in Diagon Alley. Remember that? The sun was
Yeah.
blazing out in the... Anyway. So we walked around, we saw... And they have the interactive wands.
Okay.
So we didn't buy one because I'm cheap. But they've
But at
gone
Disney,
up...
she thought like, "Where's all the money?"
That's a different story. I mean,
Yeah,
this is...
so for the interactive
Yes.
wands, when we were there, they were cheaper. March 8th, they raised the price of the wands again. So for non-interactive, it's $43.95 per person. And then for interactive, where you can do little things around the Harry Potter parts, it's $49.95. So $50.
But if you're already going to pay $43.95 for a wand,
You might
why
as well-
would you not spend the extra $6
Yeah, get the
and have your wand
interactive.
actually do some things?
So I'm sure everyone's seen like the commercials or different things where there's a wand ceremony and all that, and a certain child gets picked to do that. So we didn't do any of that because I'm fine without it. But we got to see people using their wands to do little tricks in the
Oh,
Harry
that's
Potter
cool.
parts.
Yeah.
So that was fun for us
Neat.
to watch. And the other thing I thought was really nice of Universal is that when it was a busy time, they had team members stationed at those interactive areas to help control the lines and give pointers
Oh,
to
that's nice.
people who were trying to do the spells
As opposed to like Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom where you're just on your own.
on
Yeah.
your own.
Although honestly, well, we haven't been at Christmas week for a really long time, but I mean, other than that time of year, it doesn't seem to get crowded enough to make a difference there.
So, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about something about the wands. Oh, so it's kind of like the glow with the show.
Well, they
ears
don't.
In that,
Yeah.
no,
They don't glow. But I don't know.
but
closer
like,
to Sorcerers of the Magic.
I think
Yeah.
it's closer to that because there'll be so you'll go up to like shop windows and they'll tell you like you get a map of where all the spots are.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you what spells to say, and so you'll go to one and you'll be able to lift a feather.
Oh.
And you can see, like, so we'll watch this little kid do it, and you'll see a feather in the window
Oh, that's
lift
neat.
up and then go down.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so there's different things like that.
So maybe even closer to the pirate adventures in Adventureland because you actually see some physical things.
Oh,
as
yeah.
opposed to
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably more of a thing. So we ended up getting breakfast at once things finally opened at the Leaky Cauldron, which was very good.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it.
Now, have you done 3 broomsticks in the past, or
We
was
have
that
not.
okay?
Yeah, so we haven't.
So
been
you
to
don't have a
Dreams.
comparison.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we really enjoyed Leaky Cauldron, which was nice. Is you went up and you ordered, and then they gave you a number, right? No, or was it like some kind of? It was like the rose that
Yeah.
they used to do at BOG. It was one of those like kind of things where it was a lantern or something. I'm trying to remember now. I don't. But so we went to our table. They took us, like they seated us at a table. We didn't get to pick.
Okay.
And they put our thing down, and then our meal was there right away. So we got an egg, leek, and mushroom pasty. So it was like, pie crust kind of thing with egg inside. And it came with fruit or potatoes, so we asked for double potatoes because who wants fruit? And they were very accommodating with it. They also served beer there, which I was surprised about. Like they make all their beer taps look like aged and rugged to match the decor, so I couldn't tell what the beers were. That was just funny for me as an aside. But so we ate at Leaky Cauldron, and then we got and we walked around, and then we got ice cream, because what else do you get after breakfast except ice cream? And they have a lot of really cool flavors at the ice cream shop in Diagon Alley. So it's they have a butterbeer ice cream now.
Oh, okay.
They had, what did you get? Chocolate?
I got some kind of chocolate thing.
Yeah, chocolate something. And I got Earl Grey and lavender.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, interesting being the key word.
Oh, really?
Like, it was basically a vanilla.
Not quite the slam dunk that the rice pudding gelato is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was basically a vanilla with kind of these weird Earl Grey lavender. Like, wasn't upset that I got it, but I was like, well, I've tried that. Thank you for that interesting experience. So that was so ice cream, and then we walked around a bit, and then we got the train back. Now they have a little refreshment stand. They make it really seem like a train station. Like, you can see, like, the tickers going, like, for different destinations.
Oh, yeah, and they have a guy there who was, like, playing...
They had a busker. He was playing the saxophone.
Oh.
He was legitimately, like, we could tell, a team member, but he was, like, playing outside the train station, like, he was trying for tips. It was a really cute touch.
Oh.
So they have this, like, you're going through the queue, but it's themed like a train, and they had a refreshment stop. You can bring refreshments on the train.
Ooh.
Oh, that's neat.
So, since we were in London...
As long as you can buy them because they're open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This place was open. But, so they had a Boddington. So, of course, since we were in London, we had to get a Boddington's, which is like a stout from over there. So we bought a beer to split on the train, because why not? So we took the train back. We saw our British friends again. And then, so it's different scenes. So you see the train pull out of London and see the scenery changing to the countryside for Hogwarts and all that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And all that. So, and then Dragon Challenge was back up by that point.
Oh, great.
So
you
then
get to try that.
we express passed it. We had to find a locker first. Express passed it. Like, the locker areas were kind of chaotic, I'll admit. I mean, they were just like, everyone's like, because there's only so many stations, and you have to go to the same station to open it as well as get one. You know what I mean? So I'd go to a station to find one, and then when I wanted to come back, I'd be waiting in line for people to get one when all I wanted to do was open the one I already got.
No.
So you can't just go straight to the locker and...
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah. It's by fingerprint. It literally is. You have to fingerprint.
By fingerprint at the station, not at the actual...
Yeah, not at the actual
wow.
locker.
Oh, that's...
I mean,
strange.
honestly, I don't blame people who decide to do lanyard only and try not to carry anything
Right.
else. Although I'm not sure if you can take those lanyards on some of those rides we
Right.
talked about with the metal detectors.
And you can't put them in your pocket. So
Yeah, exactly. So, but I was like, look, I knew about the locker situation. I just committed to, I have a small purse. I'll be okay with the locker.
Right.
But that was probably the most chaotic parts of our day. Because honestly, we didn't always know which rides needed lockers and which didn't. So we were
Right.
kind of like, we'd come up to the ride and be like, locker.
Oh.
Okay, locker. So we rode Dragon Challenge and decided to get out of Harry Potter Land and explore the rest of the park. So there's Dr. Seuss Land, which we saw, and then we rode Hulk, which is the start of Superheroes Land.
And it's kind of a good segue here for what we've got going on the table. We've got our superheroes represented, especially the Hulk and Spider-Man, which have rides at Universal. Woody Woodpecker has his own ride at Universal. Did you not see it?
We may not see that.
There's a Woody Woodpecker ride at Universal.
Is it a water ride?
I think it might be.
If it's a water ride, we stayed away.
It's in the kids area.
There is like this comic book Toontown ish
Yeah, I
area.
think that's where he's at.
We stayed away from
There's
there.
a Shrek
Yes.
ride. There's a Simpsons Land.
Yes.
Yes.
And then, of course, at City Walk, there's Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. So, so that's our decorations for the day.
So we walked through and did Hulk, Spider-Man, and they have characters, so they have face characters meeting. They have a superhero motorcycle parade.
Well, you see, here's...
Well, wait, we'll get into that. Let me talk about the superhero thing. Well, the superheroes literally come by on motorbikes for a grand total of, 15 seconds?
See, so we were talking to a cast member. And she's
you're
like,
not going to tell them that, are you?
no, I'm not going to talk about that.
All right.
No.
Go ahead.
We're never
Will
going
you
to talk
tell
about
us when
that.
the mics are off?
Yes.
Maybe.
That's the secret
No,
backstage show.
So, and she's like, oh, you're about to see the parade of the heroes, the heroes parade. No,
I thought it was the superheroes parade.
So I'm like, a parade, and I'm thinking like, a parade. It was like floats and people and things and, a Disney parade. That's what I'm thinking about.
Right.
And it's about 8 guys on like, blitzed up 4-wheelers in superhero costumes just kind of going down the road. Like, that was it.
But
That
like
was
going
the
like
parade.
this down the road.
But it was still like, I grew up with a 4-wheeler. Like, I could paint that white and put some stars on it, and I could put on a Batman outfit, and I don't want to pay to see
And
that.
I may do that when I get home.
I mean, I was like, that's the parade, huh?
Well, and then
Yeah.
Wolverine came down the sidewalk behind everyone who was lined up and like went roar at me, and I was like, "Did they make him walk? Oh, that's so sad."
His leg was broken. Oh.
Roar's not the noise Wolverine makes.
That was the noise he made to me.
Well, no, Wolverine goes snicked bub and sometimes he swears. Like,
Well,
that's...
Oh,
No, this was theme park Wolverine.
You could still get a snicked and a bub in.
No, he already had the stuff out.
He had his clothes out already?
Yeah, you can't snick when they're already out, right? I know
guess so.
vaguely about this.
I don't know anything about
So,
this.
I know what he means because you go snick, snick, and the claws come out. They were
Oh.
already out, Ben.
Okay.
Oh.
So
It sounds like his superpower is disappointment.
yeah. So we didn't ride any of the water rides because we didn't want to do ponchos or get wet or have change of clothes. So I can't tell you
So
anything.
no Dudley Do-Raids, Ripsaw
Yeah,
Falls.
no Ripsaw Falls and no Jurassic Park. Although it was down while
Oh,
we
is
were
Jurassic
there.
Park water?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was down. Well, there's there's little attractions, but the main one is the water ride, and it was actually down while we were there. They have a Pterodon Flyers thing, only for kids.
What?
It looks amazing. You're flying over the park, and it looks like so much fun. Pterodon Flyers, right, or something like that.
Well, I want to go.
Yeah, you can only go. We need to find small children to rent.
Anybody have a small child we can borrow?
Yeah, put it in the comments if we can borrow your child, because
No,
as
I got
an adult,
nothing so
No?
far.
No.
as an adult, I can take a child and ride with that child because this ride looks really cool.
Well, if you can ride with a child, why can't you just ride?
I don't know.
Well, that's silly.
Universal really, it's just. I
It's
don't
like
know.
an age
Well, we know like
discrimination
5
thing.
people who are having kids like in the immediate future, so
It's
maybe
true.
we can still.
Yeah, but there's
have
probably
that.
a height requirement or something for the kids.
There is. Like, because I read on some message board where some kid was like 10 years old and really wanted to ride it, except he was too tall.
What?
Yeah.
Like this little 10-year-old
That's
boy
horrible.
was like, "That looks awesome, mommy," and he got up there and they were like,
That's
"No,
like-
you're too tall."
That's like when you
your
age out.
dreams are destroyed, boy. Get
Yeah.
out.
That's like when you age out at Hershey Park and they won't let you ride the ladybugs anymore. Like, that's a sad day.
So we made our way through all that and finally got to Kong. Skull Island.
Ooh.
That sounds terrifying.
It wasn't.
So yes. No, I mean, here's the thing. We used Express Pass on that, which again was great. Here's the cool thing or interesting thing about that. I was glad for the Express Pass, very much so. I don't know if I would have ridden it without it, and here's why. In the regular queue, there are scare actors
Who
Oh,
pop out
who
at
will pop out at you and try and frighten the bejesus out of you. And if you know me, you know I hate haunted houses or scary poppy out things of all kinds. So I would have probably been like, hard pass. I'm not doing it if I...
Yeah.
But with the Express Pass, you bypass all those silly people. So you have a
Oh, that's a
separate
good
queue.
deal.
You have a separate queue, so you don't go through that room where they are.
Oh, okay.
And so it's very
So
nice.
it's kind of the opposite of how you have to bypass the design phase at Test Track if you use the Fast Pass.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
This is actually a good bypass.
Yeah, it's a good bypass.
I mean.
But so the ride itself.
Yes. I mean, the ride itself, it's neat. It just didn't seem to really go anywhere. You know.
Howard was upset by the plot holes.
There were huge plot holes in this thing.
Could you drive a ride
Oh, I
vehicle
mean,
through
You
them?
could. You could drive a ride vehicle through the plot
I got
holes.
off the ride and I'm like, yeah, technically, sure, it had some really neat stuff in it, but the plot holes, they were just.
on a what, like a
It
30-second
was like
ride or a minute
I don't know,
ride?
It was like 5 minutes tops.
Yeah.
There were so many plot holes in it. It was like George Lucas must have retconned half this thing just to have fun with people
Oh, wow.
because there were just. I mean, should we talk about just like some of the thoughts and rides in general?
Well, let's make sure we get to the studios. We haven't even...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Kong was our last ride at Islands of Adventure, so we decided to head over to studios because it was getting towards lunch, and we knew we wanted to go to the second best themed area, the
So-
first being Harry Potter.
You did a lot before lunch. You did.
Yeah,
You
that was-
did everything Harry Potter plus Kong.
Go,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did.
You've been
Oh,
training for
sorry.
this all your lives.
We're very much park commandos when we want to be, and so we did both Harry Potter lands, Islands of Adventure, superhero stuff, which was Hulk, Spidey, and then we met with I skipped over the face characters. We had pictures
Right.
with Betty Boop, and who was the other one? Didn't we have another one?
We did.
Maybe not. All right. Well, we saw others meeting.
Yeah.
I think Popeye and Olive Oil.
Oh, okay.
But we got pictures with Betty Boop, did Kong, and then I think we were ready a little before 1 to head over to the studios. So
Okay.
we got a lot done, I think. But
Yeah.
that's really because of the express passes.
Right.
Like Hulk was probably the longest wait we had all day.
And that was like 15 minutes.
About 10, I think.
Yeah.
10?
Wow.
About 10 minutes, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And
Yeah.
Hulk is an intense coaster. There's no getting around it. If you're not a coaster person, do not get on it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it because you'll come off a blubbering mess.
And it's
I like-
scary in
I-
a weird way.
I like coasters, but even when I got off that, I was like, ooh, I don't want to do that again for a while.
It was scary in a weird way in that it felt like it was slowing down at points, and you're like, are we going to make this turn? Like, but this doesn't
Was it-
feel ergonomically correct. So
Was there a coaster at Hershey that compares?
Sky Rush.
but
Okay.
I think it's a level below Sky Rush, because Sky Rush is truly terrifying.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think you feel a little bit better about your situation when you have stuff over your shoulders.
Yeah.
And Sky Rush is just strapping you in by your thighs and you're free up in your upper body. That's truly terrifying.
That sounds terrible.
Oh yeah.
And on the
It
main
is.
ride, in the main hill at Sky Rush, if it were to break, and it won't because they keep everything very nice. But if it were to break and it was to fling you at the maximum angle, we would end up in our backyard. Probably. So that's a nice thought.
Maybe you should
And
put
they
a
live in
mattress out
Harrisburg.
there
No, I'm just kidding.
So we got a lot done in Islands of Adventure, and then also going over to Diagon Alley, and then we went over to Studios to the second best themed area, which is Springfield. based on
Yay,
The
the town of
Simpsons.
Springfield.
Springfield is
You have
really-
my attention.
I love Springfield.
We loved the
Really?
theming. The theming
It's
was
fantastic.
fantastic.
Moe's
That's
is amazing.
Moe's Tavern was really cool.
Now, did you try Duff?
yes,
Yes.
we had
Was
Duff
it
Light.
okay? Not Duff Dry
Very
or
health
Duff
conscious.
Classic.
Right.
No.
we-
Okay.
And honestly, they offer all of them, Ben.
Yeah.
They do. I bet they taste the same.
I wonder. But we had Duff Light
and a flaming
and a
Moe.
flaming Duff. So
How-
Flaming
whoa,
Mo.
whoa, Flaming Homer. Come on, credit where credit's due.
No, it's
The Flaming
Flaming
Mo.
Mo. It's
No.
what it said on the glass. All right, here's a tip. Epic fail on my part. I'm a horrible, horrible researcher. You can keep the Flaming Mo glass, and I didn't. It's not even a glass though; it's plastic. So maybe that's part of why I didn't realize it. But you can keep that. It's a souvenir glass. I threw it in the trash.
Oh.
So how was
Swing and a miss.
the Flaming Mo?
It's pretty good.
It's weird. It's bubbles when you drink it, so it is the weirdest sensation ever.
Oh.
Like, because there is liquid nitrogen.
Like underneath,
Oh.
and it bubbles through the bottom
And
of
it
it.
bubbles through the bottom,
Oh,
so
cool.
you're trying to drink something that's bubbling in
But
your.
it doesn't taste bad.
It's
No.
like orange soda.
Okay.
That was some-
I honestly
yeah.
think orange soda. So we got the Flaming Mo
And a crusty burger.
and a crusty burger
Huh?
and a Sideshow Bob footlong hot dog.
And how were they?
The crusty burger tastes like a crusty burger.
Yeah, I think it.
Like it had
I
the,
can't
it
tell
was,
if that's brilliant theming or just.
Or
Or
fail.
quality.
it was like plastic cheese, which I love plastic
It was
cheese.
poured plastic cheese.
Oh
But
my
it was
god.
poured
Ooh.
plastic cheese on top, and it it was a crusty burger. I mean, it tasted like.
This
it's
is
a
what
crusty
I
burger.
would expect.
the Sideshow Bob
The
footlong dog
footlong
was
dog
actually
was
really
good. It was covered
yeah.
with chili and all that.
So I'm going to get a burger. Do I go get a Krusty Burger or do I want to go to Cosmic Ray's?
Cosmic Rays.
Okay. I'm going for a hot dog. Footlong
Oh,
hot dog or
don't make
Casey's?
it! Don't make us choose between
No,
that.
don't no. That's
No,
like,
you must choose.
No.
No, that's not.
Pick your
what
favorite.
is this, like
No.
Sophie's Choice of hot dogs?
Well, here's the fun thing: if you want to differentiate between Disney and Universal, Universal was offering curly fries on the side,
Oh.
like Arby's
Oh.
style curly fries, like those curly fries you got at your high school cafeteria when you're like, "Screw it, I'm getting cheese fries."
You know where we did have a very good burger when we got to the Cabana Bay at the pool restaurant.
Oh yeah, we had a good burger at
It
the
was a
grill
very
at the
solid
pool.
burger. No, it might have been we were starving, but it was a very solid burger.
So Simpsons, we ate there. We had a Flaming Mo, and they have like a bar area at Moe's, which is nice, along with other tables and stuff. They also have a Duck Brewery. They have the Taco Man taco truck.
Oh.
Yeah,
They have Cletus's Chicken Shack,
yeah.
and then they have the Simpsons ride. Where if you're like me and you were at Universal years ago, and I don't know if you would have gone on it years ago,
We
They-
might have
just missed it.
Yeah. You were 11?
Yeah,
I was 9.
okay.
Okay.
I was
So,
I was probably
yeah,
about
we might
11.
have just missed the Simpsons ride starting.
Yeah, so I had gone with a parent back when I was 11 years old. We hit, I think then it was just Universal Studios. Yeah, there wasn't even
we
an
didn't get
Islands of Adventure. And my favorite ride at that time was the Murder, She Wrote Theater. Yeah. So,
I remember that.
yeah,
Classic.
yeah, that
Yes,
was good.
That was good.
So, the
The
Simpsons
birds was
ride.
not.
Yeah.
I was petrified of the birds. It
This
was
is
awful.
why we haven't been to Universal.
Yeah, we had to leave
The
the
real
theater.
reason.
It was bad.
Hitchcock
It's
would
not
be
there
proud.
anymore.
Good.
So, the Simpsons ride used to be the Back to the Future ride, which I loved. You didn't realize that?
No, I love
Yeah.
the Back to the Future.
It's
ride.
gone. It's now
It's
the
gone.
Simpsons.
It's been gone for years, but I loved it when it was Back to the Future. I thought it was
Yeah.
fantastic. No, they retconned it into
Okay,
Simpsons.
all right.
Now,
It's
it's
very
very
good,
well done.
yeah.
We really enjoyed it. I think that's one of the top rides. It's another screen ride, but it's better done. I think it's the top screen right there. You like Spider-Man better.
It's close. I don't know.
I would say that's my favorite screen ride. And spoiler alert, there's a lot of screen rides at Universal. We've been talking about Harry Potter and all that and the coasters, but we'll be coming to the screens. So that would be the second of our screens, because Spidey was number
But there's a
one.
lot of screens that are interspersed with all the Harry Potter stuff too.
Yeah, that's true.
There's screens everywhere.
Fair enough. So,
Screens and more
Screens.
screens.
So-
Screens are cheap.
so
Like
the
movies. We do movies. Screens.
the Simpsons ride was a lot of fun, and there's, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
There's a SpongeBob Store Pants. It's his merchandise store.
Oh,
That's
that's fun.
brilliant.
That's great.
And so I walked over to that because I wanted to see it, and then this would be where the trip took a turn for the worse for Howard.
Were there clowns?
Where did I take you after? What ride did you hate?
Which one did I hate?
Oh my god. Really? You're gonna say, oh, yes, I hated that.
I probably will.
Ready? E.T.
Oh, the worst ride ever.
What?
That is the worst ride ever conceived in a park.
No.
See, he hates it that much, and he couldn't even remember.
Oh, I blocked it from my memory.
They were
When
over
you
there
get to
having
sit
an
on the bike and
They were over there having an argument about it. They need to check their ET privilege. I've never even been on the ET ride.
No, the ET
I know.
ride-
Well, this
I've
is my
been on
first
the
time.
Oh.
See, I didn't go on it. It was closed.
No, it's terrible. It's
It was
cheesy.
closed when I was 11.
They have you like
It was
fill out
awesome in
something when you go
1990.
in, and you don't know why. Because when you go through the ride, like, why did you ask? What? Remember that?
I
Like,
will.
they had that. I don't know. It was terrible.
So you watched a movie with Steven Spielberg, and all I can say is poor Steven.
He's aged poorly. Well, no, I should.
Oh.
It's just so old and decrepit.
Like the movie is like really old, but he's telling you the plot of the ride, and you're like, oh, who wrote this? George Lucas? Okay, so
George Lucas is getting beat up pretty bad
Yeah.
tonight.
He's
So,
taking a-
so they make you watch the Steven Spielberg movie to tell you about the plot of the ride, which is
just
kind
in
of
case
weird.
you've never seen E.T.
But
No.
it's a different plot. Like
Oh,
he has to
okay.
go to some other planet and save it after saving Earth
Oh,
or
But
whatever.
he saves the
Okay.
planet by showing up.
Pretty much.
That's you're gonna watch ET show up in another world and arrive and save it.
But you have to
What?
give your name. So you walk through and they
Yeah.
ask for your name, and they're like, okay. And they give you a card. They print it out right away, and it says Leah. And so we take this card, and I'm
Well,
like,
yours will
okay.
say your name.
Yeah. So we take the card with our names, and we had Express Pass, and you walk through this like kind of weird forest thing. I don't know what it was. And then you get to
Remember
you
a
sit
forest?
on bikes,
Mhm.
like it almost felt like you were sitting on a real bike.
I think this is what the Banshees are going to be like
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
at
Avatar Land.
what's the ride called? The
Navi something.
it's not the Navi River Journey. It's the other one.
The other one.
Wow.
It's
The
the other
Banshee ride.
one. So we got up to where you get on the bikes, and the guy's like, "Okay, your cards." Gave over our cards. Nothing ever happened with them.
We were like, what was the card?
What
thing
was the
for?
purpose
Oh.
of the card? We didn't get to keep it. They didn't do anything with it. Maybe there was something in the queue that we missed by being in Express.
Maybe.
I just.
That's my only guess.
Yeah.
It was just 20 minutes of my life. I went back.
So we went through it, and it was
Hi,
kind
Fred.
of it was kind of lame.
Oh, and Pat and Aunt Sarah.
So it was kind of lame, but I was glad I at least tried it because
Right.
you know it's not long for this world. I mean, because Universal replaces things like we
Right.
love.
Clearly.
I don't understand why they wouldn't have waited for the nostalgia to come back around on Back to the Future. I think that was poor
Yeah.
planning
Yeah.
in my mind. But anyway, so we saw E.T. and then we started. Oh, so we started walking down the street. Oh, we went to Transformers screens. It was fine. It was Transformers, you know.
I assume that the Flintstone ride isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
No
That's-
Flintstone.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
That was one I tried to keep going back to like 100 times, and I was told no, it's time to go somewhere else.
So we walked around the corner from Transformers, and mind you, this is the beginning of March, and Jimmy Fallon only officially opened like yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're walking down the street, and I see activity by the Jimmy Fallon ride in the store and all that. And so I walk over, and there's a cast member outside. I'm like, "Can we go in?" He's like, "Sure." We're like, "Soft opening! Woohoo! What? So we.
So they have an interesting queue system.
The queue system is the most interesting part of this ride.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, it's more
We
screens.
like lines.
Spoiler alert.
Well, spoiler alert, more screens. But anyway, so we walk in and you get a color card that says, and it gives you instructions. So we got cards that were blue with white
Okay.
writing, and they said, when your color appears on the walls, then you go up to the next level.
So like all the lights will turn blue, and then you know you're at the next level. And when
Okay.
you get there, there'll be some other color. Then when they turn blue again, you know to advance to the next thing.
Yeah.
So there's
Okay.
different groups that have gone in at different times have different
So
colors.
if you're colorblind,
You
gotta
should
run.
have a buddy. Find
Okay.
a buddy. Do you have your buddy? Yeah, I didn't even think of that one. Look at you being all socially conscious. So,
Like there's an ADA thing going on there.
wow. Right away, she takes it to the law. That's what you get for living with a paralegal, right? So, we were blue, and it's really nice because you can walk around freely. You're not stuck in a line. They had displays of all the Tonight Show hosts from years past.
wow.
Including Conan.
Even Conan.
Oh.
Team
Yeah.
Coco.
Yeah,
So-
you would have thought they would have like kind of tried to gloss over it, but no, they had a very nice display case, and you know,
The longer you
Jack
are a host
Benny,
of the
Jack
show,
Warner.
the bigger your case was.
really, I
Yeah,
thought they were
right.
all
Oh,
equal.
interesting.
No, Johnny
Okay.
had a huge one.
All right,
So,
so
as it should be.
so it's you're just walking around freely, and then when your colors con, you walked up a staircase. I think there were elevators as well, and then the next level is another open waiting room.
Okay.
And on this one, there's televisions around, and there's a stage area. Now, this wasn't happening when we were there, but it turns out that, you know, his, like, barbershop quartet or whatever that's on The Tonight Show, I honestly can't tell you the name of them because I don't watch Fallon.
I don't watch Fallon very often. No.
But he has, like, this barbershop quartet group. Apparently, they have people as the barbershop quartet, and they do a little show up there.
Oh, wow.
But they also have seating, and they have, like, little screen game things or videos. They also have USB chargers on the back of the chairs, which is really big. And then they have, like, other they show clips of Fallon. So I just thought it was a really, instead of being stuck in a line and moving,
right,
you're free to move around.
Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds neat.
And then the second time your color's called, that's when you'll move into a line and go in, and then screens.
So the actual experience is, like, does the theater move? Is there?
I think it's the seats that's moving, like Star Trek, all of Star Tours.
So it's like a motion.
But you're in a theater. So
Yeah,
it's like you're in a room the size of a theater, and there's a big screen, and you kind of move along with it.
Oh.
And so there are no lockers on this ride. But so I'm like, oh my god, soft opening. So I've got like so I'm filming everything I can, right? And I'm like, I know I can't film the ride because it's Universal. But like when you're starting to get near the ride, some woman like points at me as I'm like got my camera.
No, she had to tap you.
Oh, she tapped me. That's right.
Yeah.
I got
But you and the guy in front of you. It wasn't just you, because someone else was doing it.
You know, camera. I'm like, all right.
You can't film in here. You can't film.
So,
You almost went to.
So the stuff that I was able to film and put up on YouTube, it sounded like there's a big hole.
But yeah, you go in and you're pretending to be the audience, and you as the audience can apparently race Jimmy Fallon through New York.
Oh,
apparently there's supposed to be smells in it. There weren't when we were there. But
I feel like Jimmy Fallon's going to win that every time because he's got the experience on his side.
I can't remember who won.
I mean, can we talk about the bigger story about the rides, though?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
There's the individual rides themselves, like, that's neat, that's neat, that's neat, but there are so many screens, and they use the same trick up their sleeves. Like, at some point, spoiler alert, you're in a room, there's a big screen, and at some point you get spritzed with water.
Almost on
every one of these rides, at some point you get spritzed with water. It's not a lot of water, but it's like, all right, it's like near the end when we rode our, like, 19th or 25th screen-based ride. It's like, all right, there's the spritzer water. All right, great, let's keep going.
Time to wipe my glasses off again.
But granted, if I went on any ride just on its own, that was pretty neat. But screen.
But ride after ride after ride.
Screen. It just kind of got a little.
I got him. I think the last screen ride I got him on was Minions because I wanted to try it. And because I heard it's good, and again, it was screens. It was cute. It was a very cute story. No plot holes here. So it was nice story-wise, but I would have liked to have maybe tried for Shrek across the street, but he was like, I'm done. I'm done with screens. And there is a very real, I think, motion sickness worry to that. You know, because if you eat too much, or if you're just...
Or too little, even.
Or even the heat, or dehydrated. I think after Transformers, I was a little...
Yeah, that ride got into my...
Yeah, I think the Transformers one was the one that got to us.
The Transformers was screen?
Yeah,
also
motion screen.
Okay. So is coaster. Transformers is screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So like there was like an in between ride from like the screen to the coaster, or was it just like you're either getting a screen ride or a coaster ride? Because like in Disney,
the Harry Potter
rides are a combo.
And Kong is a little bit of both too.
Okay. Yeah, Kong is a little bit of both too.
Because you get kind of the Haunted Mansion, like Peter Pan's Flight, kind of like mid-tier sort of rides. It's not just a shaking screen, and it's not a roller coaster. So
yeah, the only combo screen with actual movement, I would say, were Gringotts and Forbidden Journey.
Is the disaster twister?
No, that's gone.
Earthquake thing is gone.
Yeah. Okay, that's gone. The one thing I probably regret most is, and we rode it our first trip to Universal and didn't get back to it because we're trying to fit a lot in. Right. Granted. One day, but the Mummy ride, that's a roller coaster, and that I remember loving a lot. So I think that's probably our one regret, is that we didn't get back to that.
Well, they've got the new Mummy movie coming out, so they probably won't get rid of it.
Is that Universal?
Yeah, it's part of they're going to start, they're going to try and start a MonsterVerse. They tried to do it with Dracula Untold, but that was a terrible movie. Yeah. So let's get Tom Cruise to make something.
Because Tom Cruise.
I'm Team Brendan Fraser, so.
Well, obviously, I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a much more serious version of The Mummy, I'm sure.
Why would you want the Mummy to be serious?
I don't know. I remember when I went to see the...
Can you walk really quick?
Yeah, so we've talked a lot about the parks, and if you have any questions, let us know, because we didn't cover everything.
Nothing yet.
But, well, we should talk about City Walk, I think.
Yes,
for a
absolutely.
bit. So that's the kind of shopping, restaurant area outside the park, so before the turnstiles.
But very close to the parks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to walk through City Walk to get to the turnstiles if you're coming from the bus Cabana Bay area, or, like, just coming from off-site.
And if you wanted to stay in a location where you didn't have to take the bus or the water taxi, you could stay at the Hard Rock Cafe. Is the Royal Pacific?
That's
also
still a water.
There's still a water
That's a
taxi.
water,
So
yeah.
Hard Rock is the only
Only-
hotel you can stay at that's walking distance to the parks.
Well, they're
Or
all
that's-
walking distance.
Or that's on
the shore.
park
Yeah,
side.
the shore.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Hard Rock is right next to studios.
Right.
So, so they have a bunch of new restaurants. They have your typical chains.
You can go to Burger King.
Yeah, they have a lot of chains and stuff and such at kind of like Moe's, Southwest, Cinnabon. There's a Starbucks there as well. But we were really looking at the newer restaurants. There's a lot of newer restaurants, and we wanted to try something different. So the first night we were there, we went to a place called Cowfish, which has gotten amazing reviews.
And it did not disappoint.
It did not. It was amazing. And so it's a mix of like specialty burgers and sushi. So Cowfish.
Oh,
That's
Nice.
where it comes
So
from.
we got sushi and we got a burger.
Yeah.
And they were
Oh,
both
interesting.
great.
And they also have a burgushi, which is like a cheeseburger sushi.
Oh.
And
Did
so
not
if you
get that.
don't like real sushi, you could try burgushi.
No, we didn't.
but no, that's
No.
not.
Well,
No,
I
just-
would have
Oh, you
tried
tried
it, but
it.
we do like regular sushi as well. But
Yeah.
I would love to try that at some point. I think
Yeah, I
it'd be
would.
fun.
I would totally do that.
So
Universal Trip.
Universal So we went to Cowfish the first night, and we got they had really good drinks. The service was a bit slow because the bar was understaffed. We sat at the bar. There were empty tables behind us. It didn't seem like there were much of a wait there, so that was nice. That's a good thing to point out. A lot of the places at Universal don't take reservations.
Yeah.
The one that
So it's a lot more spontaneous.
Yeah, it's a
than
lot more
when-
spontaneous.
And then sitting down 180 days before your Disney trip and having to decide where you're going to eat.
we did not make one dining reservation for the Universal trip, and
And had no trouble getting in anywhere.
well, but in fairness, though, we are a two-adult
Right,
couple,
and it
and
was
we will
the
sit
The
at
first
bars.
weekend of March.
And it was the
Yeah.
first weekend.
So it was before spring break really had properly taken off.
Right. But they don't, only some of them take reservations, and the Twosome, the Chocolate Emporium, absolutely does not take reservations.
Interesting.
And
That
that's one of the
place was
most
busy.
popular
Yeah.
restaurants, because it's one of the newer ones, and the food looks fantastic. Not even just the desserts, the food looks fantastic. But we went to Cowfish, and we really enjoyed it. We got sushi and a burger, and enjoyed that. And then the next night,
We went to
Antojitos, which was their Mexican place. And we were really looking forward to it.
Ow, stop, it hurts.
It was good.
It was a little disappointing. though.
Really?
It wasn't bad.
It
I
wasn't
mean,
bad.
It wasn't
It
bad.
tasted fine, but I guess I was just expecting to be blown away by Mexican. Because laugh all you want, but I think we have some good Mexican restaurants in Pennsylvania and Central PA. We have a lot of good, restaurants.
You do.
Carolyn's not watching, is she?
I do. So we had an appetizer of tamales, which were fantastic. I would order those a million times.
So then you're like really excited for
Yeah.
the entree.
So we were like, oh, this is awesome, and these are
Crash and
great.
burn.
And then we got the entrees, and they were fine, but it just wasn't spectacular, And I guess we were just kind of hyped up.
Yeah.
So that was a
And
little
then the
disappointing.
third night, we went to what's the pizza?
Red Oven Pizza.
Yeah.
I think it's Red Oven. So that was basically like, they had kind of just tricky pizzas, white or red sauce, and
And they
pick.
give you a slice that's like huge.
No, it's a pie.
It was a whole
It was a whole
pie. Oh, it was
pie.
a whole pie.
Well, here's the thing, like the whole trip, I tried to encourage plate sharing because you don't want to stuff yourselves and all that. So the one night I'm not like, let's split a pie. I'm like, no, we're getting our own pizzas. They come out huge. We really, really should have split a pizza, but we didn't, and we still ate both of
But they
our
were very
pizzas. They were very good. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, oh my god, amazing, and I don't think it was quite as good as Via Napoli, because I know that's where you were going.
Well, I was just thinking Mezzo Metro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pizza.
No, it's not that big.
30-inch pizza.
But it's definitely enough for 2 people to share one, but we ate our own because, yay, pizza. And it was, I would say, it's good, but I think it'd probably be just a tiny notch below Via Napoli.
Have you been to Blaze Pizza yet?
No, but I've been to Mod Pizza, which I think is the same concept where you're adding toppings, and I really like that.
Okay.
So that's City Walk. So there's a ton of other restaurants that we didn't get to. Like, we actually did
Obviously,
walk
'cause
in.
you can't eat all of them in 4 days.
We walked into the Some Chocolate Emporium. There's like a glass case in which they're keeping their employees that make the sundaes, so you can stare at the employees while they're making sundaes, and it almost feels like aquarium-like. I feel a little bad for them.
It's like on the old backlot tour when you could watch the animators painting and drawing.
Yeah. So we walked in there, and there's actually a to-go side for just the milkshakes when you walk in, and then if you want to eat, you have to apply to the hostess and then go upstairs, and then there's a shop and like macaroons and truffles and stuff on the other side of the first floor. So we did end up trying. It was like we had one macaroon, right?
We had one macaroon, one like little bonbon that was just like raspberry.
A dulce de leche truffle-y thing.
Oh.
And then a raspberry crunch chocolatey thing. They were fine. Honestly.
They weren't great.
They weren't
They weren't
great.
bad.
Like,
Now,
they were fine.
keep in mind, these nice folks live like 2 blocks from Chocolate World, so.
I mean, but honestly, like, the way people were talking about Tucson, it's like, oh my god, and the chocolate was perfectly fine, but it wasn't like oh my god.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
I like the
I
macaroons better
haven't
in
been
France.
to the chocolate place at Disney Springs, so I can't compare to that.
Yeah, we haven't either.
Yes.
Other than the Ghirardelli soda fountain or the Sunday shop, which I don't care for.
But we did walk upstairs to see if we could get seats at the bar and maybe get a drink, and the bar was totally full. So that looks like and the bar there was smaller than the bar at Cowfish. So it's definitely limited seating if you're trying to sneak in there without a reservation. Now let me say, if you go at lunch, way better chances.
Yeah.
Which probably just about everywhere.
Yeah.
Did you go over at lunch and notice any place that was closed?
You have to walk past Tucson from Islands of Adventure to get to Studios.
Okay.
So I noticed a whole bunch of empty
people weren't
tables.
there. Okay.
There were people there for lunch, but
Right.
there was a whole bunch of empty tables. So there you go. So I think that's kind of the highlights. I mean,
Yeah.
I could probably talk for.
Well, yeah.
I will say, like, big picture, what I take away from the trip is, like, when we were leaving, like, when I leave a Disney vacation, my first thought is, what excuse can I use to get back here? I must get back here. I must get back.
Is it a
need
birthday? Is it
excuse.
an anniversary?
What guilt trip can I put on Leah so we can get back here? And I usually find one, thank goodness. But when Universal, oddly, it was like, that was nice. I want to go back someday, obviously, but I don't need to go back right away.
Well, the parks.
The parks. Now, that being said, I can't say enough good things about Cabana Bay. I was blown away by
I
Cabana
would
Bay.
literally go stay there and not go to Universal Parks, go to Disney Parks. I enjoyed it that much.
As a resort.
Well, I just enjoyed it as
if
a resort.
if we were going to spend a week and we were thinking about doing a split stay, I would say let's do the first 2 nights at Cabana Bay and then go over to Disney.
I mean, I just enjoyed it as a resort so much, and with the ability to pool hop, we didn't even really explore that option because there were already 2 pools
Right.
at Cabana Bay, so we didn't even get to explore that.
Did you see anything from the other resorts that would cause you to say, I think this would be even better than Cabana Bay? Or
Oh yeah, Sapphire Falls. looked
Sapphire
amazing.
Falls,
Okay.
and it still has that new smell in it.
Got that new hotel smell. Well, and they're building a new one,
It's
aren't
true,
they?
It's wearing off of Art of Animation.
Yeah,
Yes.
Adventura.
Yes, and there's a link actually on the